Of the nearly 20 breeds of horses that can claim to be called Iberian horses by their presence on the Iberian Peninsula, perhaps the Lusitano and Andalusian are the best known. The Iberian horses, as they were called through history, were large, strong, athletic animals with beautifully flowing lines that seemed to have infinite stamina. According to the Associação Portuguesa de Criadores do Cavalo Pura Sangue Lusitano, or Portuguese Lusitano Breed Association, the Lusitano has been present in every battle recorded by history as we know it. In celebration of the magnificent war horses of Portugal, dating all the way back to the 18th century, the town of Golega, in the Ribatejo region of Portugal, becomes the center of the horse universe for 10 days each November. Around 1773, the Marquês de Pombal, the Prime Minister of Portugal, encouraged Lusitano breeders to show their horses, and very quickly the Lusitanos became the main attraction of the fair, attracting people from Portugal and the rest of the Iberian Peninsula. Later, with the awareness of the Lusitano breed in other countries, people from outside Portugal began to visit the horse fair. Or Feira Nacional do Cavalo, its importance for horses and their breeders in Portugal, the name of the fair changed to the National Horse Fair, or Feira Nacional do Cavalo. For 10 days, it is seemingly an endless display of the Lusitano horse. At the circular entry to the Golega showgrounds is a display of the many brands registered by breeders of exceptional Lusitano horses. It is almost a journey through the history of the breed, and each brand represents a lasting contribution to breeding the best Lusitano horses the world has ever seen, both in the past, now, and in the future. In the center of Golega, there is an exhibition arena surrounded by a wide track known as the manga, where horses under saddle and hitched to carriages parade around the arena in a non-stop procession. It is a spectacle like no other, as riders and drivers dress in traditional Portuguese riding attire. Every Portuguese person who has the opportunity brings his or her horse to exhibit to the massive crowds. Surrounding the arena and manga are many shops on narrow streets, with vendors offering everything you can imagine. The air is constantly filled with the smoke of roasting chestnuts from the many vendors around the arena. Creating an almost surreal atmosphere around the arena and the town. On all sides of the arena, you can also meet many excellent Lusitano breeders in their casetas, or small cottages, and see them exhibit their horses in outside stalls. The Lusitano is a very gentle and intelligent breed, and its strength, versatility, and flexibility have earned the breed a reputation that is hard to surpass. But perhaps one of its most valued traits is that they tend to bond closely with their owners. When the Roman armies first arrived in the Iberian Peninsula, they realized that these horses were the finest they had ever encountered. Quick and agile, they were also docile and easy to handle. But the characteristic that amazed them and attracted them the most was the trust and love that the Lusitanos showed for their master in battle, jumping into the conflict without doubt, hesitation, or fear. It was truly a war horse and the horse of kings. The Iberian horses were used as breeding stock to improve many of the now existing horse breeds, including thoroughbreds, Lipizans, and many others.
Because it's a fantastic horse to the young people, to the old people, to the people that don't do big competition but that like to do the competition. It's a horse with a big ways that you can work with him. Jump, dressage, only equestrian art, everything. It's a horse. With the others you have only jump, dressage, only. And sometimes difficult, you need to work all days. It's the character and the way that he moves that he gives to the riders, the flexibility, and to have the one thing that it's very important, the tact from the rider. Never force your horse, all time arrive that horse understand you.
Perhaps one of the most exciting competitions during this celebration of the Lusitano is the Working Equitation competition, an exhibition of skill, strength, agility, and finesse. Working Equitation is a relatively recent equestrian discipline that was founded in Portugal, Spain, Italy, and France, and was first presented internationally at the European Championship in Italy in 1996, and has been growing rapidly throughout the world ever since. Today, working equitation is officially practiced in 19 countries across several continents and has been one of the fastest growing equine sports in America. Working equitation promotes good horsemanship and is sometimes described as functional dressage, as the main aim is to have a functional horse. The combination of flat work and natural obstacles tests the quality of the training, not only the control over the horse and the obedience, but also the collaboration and trust between horse and rider. Not simply a trail class, the horse is required to demonstrate both speed and agility, going from powerful bursts of speed and energy to a quiet calm to carefully navigate an obstacle. And the Lusitano is well suited to performing these rapid changes in pace and execution. Working equitation always consists of 3 individual trials: dressage, ease of handling, and speed. The basic aim of the dressage test is to show a relaxed, confident, and obedient horse. In the ease of handling trial, the horse and rider encounter and have to overcome different obstacles that resemble things or situations that might be encountered in fieldwork. Examples of obstacles that normally occur are a bridge, opening and closing a gate, a small jump, slalom, and situations that require a reinback. The judges look at the way the obstacles are overcome, especially in terms of attitude, confidence, and how naturally the obstacles are approached and executed. The speed trial uses the same obstacles as the ease of handling, but it is not judged. Instead, it is a timed event, where speed and accuracy are paramount. The trial tests the rider's coordination and the ability to anticipate obstacles, as well as the attention, speed, and skills of the horse. The horse and rider become a team, anticipating and executing each obstacle in the shortest time possible without penalties. For competitors and the audience, perhaps this is the trial that holds the most excitement.
Speaking about working equitation, the working equitation starts when the Mediterranean countries, Portugal, France, Italy, and Spain, wanted to bring a discipline showing the way the people use the horse and the cattle with the field, in the field with the cattle, want to show that way, and that's why working equitation started. So we want to show and to bring to the big arenas, to the big places, the working equitation. So showing the dressage, a way of riding, and you have to think that you have the cattle with you, and so with one hand, as the people do in the field. Second part of maniability is you try to cross obstacles that you do in the field, the bridge, the jaguar, the door, so that should be done with points. The third part is doing it the same against the clock, and the third part is the spirit of the discipline, the cattle, separating the cattle and the cow from a herd. That's the base, and that's where it started. After it grew for different countries, and even countries that don't normally use the horse in the work of the field start to come to the work equitation. We also try to show a discipline that is not only equestrian discipline, but also ethnographic and cultural, because each country brings the outfits, the saddles, and some of them the horses to this discipline. So it's very important. It's a nice discipline, it's not so easy, the horses should be very complete, but it grows a lot all over the world. The first championship of Europe was in '96, and in 2003 we formed the WAWI, World Association for Working Equitation, that is a bit controlling the discipline in the world. We have already 19 countries that are doing working equitation, and it's very important that every time more we have more countries coming to us. And I think because it's so easy, so nice, it's growing so much all over the world. That's why I think that working equitation is a discipline that in the future can grow a lot.
There are few breeds in the world whose history and heritage date back to kings and war horses, and these horses became known and acknowledged for their strength, intelligent minds, and athletic ability. And much of these attributes have been preserved through the ages through classical horsemanship. Classical dressage evolved from cavalry movements and training for the battlefield. And has since developed into the competitive dressage seen today. Classical riding is the art of riding in harmony with, rather than against, the horse. The horse and rider become one and move as one, and is as much an art form to witness. Near Porto, Portugal, exists a center for classical horsemanship, where the horsemanship and riding principles, developed and proven by masters such as Portuguese classical master Nuno Oliveira, are preserved and promoted for those who wish to learn the art of classical horsemanship. Welcome to Classical Equines. Located on top of the Monte do Amparo mountain, Classical Equines offers a fantastic view of the Valle do Sousa and may be the perfect environment for learning and improving horsemanship. Owned and operated by the Carneiro family, they typically have about 45 horses on the grounds for training. They also manage a careful and selective breeding program, so mares with their foals enjoying turnout are a common sight. The facility also has 12 guest rooms and a restaurant for visitors, those attending clinics at the facility, or those staying for an extended period of time to study classical horsemanship. The Renaissance gave rise to a new and enlightened impression of riding as part of the collective arts, with both horse and rider spending years, if not a lifetime, perfecting their form.
My riding experience is I've been riding for about 25 to 30 years as a hunter jumper rider. And what I'm really looking for on a Lusitano is to learn a little bit more about collection and a little bit more about basically how to deal with different breed of horses. And again, I've been riding for many years, and with Lusitanos for about maybe 8 to 10 years. And as of now, I think that I would like to stick with the Lusitano breed.
Classical dressage has since evolved into the competitive modern dressage we see today. The art of classical riding stems from riding in harmony with the horse. This is only achieved when the rider has a correct seat, a well-balanced body position, and moves in motion with the horse and gives and times aids correctly. The rider is light and balanced, and together they seem to dance.
They have the most amazing minds. I have a Lusitano of my own at home. He is a jumper, which is unusual for the Lusitano breed. I have had him for a year, and he has the most amazing mind. He has only been jumping for a year, and I can point him at pretty much anything. He'll look at it and go, okay, you want me to jump that? I'm gonna jump that, not a problem. They just have such sound, clear minds. They really are an amazing breed.
Students and disciples of classical training and horsemanship will all tell you it is a lifelong process and commitment, something few are prepared to commit to in this age of immediacy.
You know, I think what I love the most about the Lusitano is their brain. They have such a wonderful mind. They really don't spook at a lot of things, yet they're hot enough that when you need that little bit of extra and you need that fire, just close your leg and you'll get it. They're so incredibly wonderful in the brain and also super comfortable to ride.
The facility was originally built by furniture maker Fernando Carneiro for his sons, Fernando and Carlos, who became exceptional trainers and horsemen. Carlos and Fernando were trained and mentored by some of the world's exceptional classical masters, including Luis Valença and João Oliveira, and carry on their tradition of excellence in horsemanship and training of the Lusitano horses. They share what classical horsemanship means and what the value of it is today.
I believe that we've been improving over the years about the classical dressage, becoming better in every aspect for the horse and for the rider, and we try to get the riders to, in the classical way, we try to get the riders to feel more the horse and to feel the moments, to help them in the moment, and not to just be like a robot on the horse. They need to feel and to correct. Any person who wants to do classical or any riding, I think they should feel more the horse and correct.
Carlos has brought his skill, experience, and expertise in horsemanship and training excellence to Sierra Nevada Lusitanos in Napa Valley, California. Committed to introducing people to the exceptional attributes of the Lusitano breed, they will help you in your journey to find and create the perfect match for you and the Lusitano. Sierra Nevada Lusitanos invites you to take a closer look at this exceptional breed. The Lusitano, a horse of history and heritage, a horse of the future.
Let me get my face into the ice cream. On the ice cream.
Do I have to say who I am now?
Three, two.
So classical horsemanship, it's and the riders, they have to become more and more feel using their feelings. Now they will do a little noise here too. Everything is perfect. Perfect time.